Hello, my name is Michaela Askew and I'm going to be doing my drawing of the brain map. So I'm going to begin by labeling this brain map, and then I'm going to start with my directions. So we have the dorsal, we have the anterior, we have the posterior, and then we have ventral down here. And then I'm going to label the sections of the brain. So we have the hindbrain, and then we have the midbrain, and then we have the forebrain. And then I'm gonna begin with my actual drawing. So we have, first we have the spinal cord, and then we have the foramen magnum, and then we have the medulla, and these all make up the lower portion of the hindbrain known as the myelencephalon. And then we have the upper portion of the hindbrain, which is known as the metaencephalon, and that is made up by the pons and the cerebellum. And then we are going to, and this is all drawn from the side view. So now we are going to move up into the midbrain, which is going to be drawn from the bird's eye view so that we can see the fluid-filled space. So the midbrain is known as the mesencephalon, and that is made up by a lower portion, which is the tegmentum, or the floor. And then we have the upper portion, which is the tectum, or the roof. And the tegmentum is made up of the fourth ventricle. And then we also have the substantia nigra, and then we have the red nuclei. And it is important to note that these are not on top of each other, they're next to each other, because once again we are looking down into the brain. And then we are going to have the we're going to draw the tectum portion of the midbrain, and that is going to be made up of the superior and the inferior colliculi. Superior colliculi, and then we have the inferior colliculi. And now we are going to move up into the forebrain. And that also has an upper and a lower portion. So the lower, or the ventral portion, is going to be the diencephalon. And then the upper portion is the telencephalon. And the diencephalon is, we're going to begin with the hypothalamus. And then that is actually part of the brain. And then we have the pituitary gland, which is part of the endocrine system, and that is hanging off of that. And then we have the thalami. But they are each called a thalamus. And then we have the third ventricle. And then we have the we have the habenula, that's the name for it. And then we have the pineal body. And together, those make up the epithalamus. And then we are going to move into the telencephalon. And as I stated, this bottom portion here is drawn from the bird's eye view looking down. Now we're going to move back to the side view. So we will only be able to see everything that is on the left side of the brain. So we are going to begin with here the amygdala, and that has the hippocampus attached to it. And then we have the putamen. And that is the on the lateral side or the outside. And then we have the globus pallidus, which is on the medial or the inside. And then we are going to add a line that represents the deep groove known as the cingulate gyrus. And then we are going to add this pink line here, which represents the caudate nucleus. And that is going to conclude my drawing. So if you just let me switch, oh, I am unable to switch it around. So as I stated, this concludes my drawing. Thank you very much.